First of all, I am just grateful and humbled, honestly. I'm almost getting emotional because I'm originally from Waterbury. I grew up here. This is my birthplace, and so it's a very special place for me. I went to Notre Dame Academy and came to basketball games at Crosby High School. So I will also share that I am delighted as well to be invited by the Waterbury chapter of Links to this event. It's very special for me to be able to come in and give back as I see it today. But thank you to the Links for your invitation. I want to thank the mayor and humbly say thank you again for saying young ladies. Bless you. I'll take that one. Yes. And then I'm excited to see all of the students here. This is a very big deal for you to be here. You may think, okay, I'm going to ask my questions, I'm going to get the information, but the information is going to be key. But the fact that you're sitting here in this audience today and taking that lead is key, because you are going to be individuals. Listen to me carefully. You're going to be the individuals that your peers and your friends are going to ask you about this. And it is very important that you share the right information with them, only because your peers will listen to you quicker and easier, with ease, more than they'll listen to any of us in terms of adults. So you have a lot riding on your shoulders. So this isn't just because you're here, this is a cool thing. No, you have a responsibility, and it's a very important one. And remember that when you're giving that information, your friends happen to tell you something, you now are considered one of us, truly educating one another. So with that said, my background is public health, as you've heard, and my goal today is to answer your questions regarding vaping. I can go on for a bit, but I will just tell you a couple of things. And you know this already, but nationally there's over 2,200 vaping-related lung disease cases in the nation. There's been over 47 deaths, and there are going to continue to be more deaths. Those are deaths. That's someone's child, that's someone's relative, husband, son, daughter. Those are important people. Here in Connecticut, we've had over 39 cases by the definition of vaping-related lung diseases. 39 cases in one death. And sometimes people say, wow, one death. Again, that was someone's child. That was someone's sister, someone's brother, someone's nephew, someone's niece. So it's important and really relevant that we talk about how we continue to educate. I will tell you that I've been in the business of public health, and I call it the business of public health, for many years. And I don't know with the age group that I'm in front of right now, if you can even recall the time when smoking was a very big deal. And nowadays, that's just nothing, right? Smoking a cigarette. And I say cigarette, I mean a combustible cigarette. But it is a very big deal, because smoking, long-term consequences, led to very poor quality of life. Many people ended up with cancer, lung cancer, cancer that metastasized, meaning it spread throughout their body, and it took over their lives, took over their loved ones' lives as well. What we're seeing right now with vaping, it's not a long-term effect. You know this better than I do. You're seeing individuals becoming quite ill. You're hearing about individuals becoming hospitalized, and you're hearing about people dying. So it's no longer considered with vaping, like the combustible cigarettes, a long-term illness or long-term consequences. The trajectory is like this. You vape, everybody's body is different. Some people react immediately, some people react over time. But what we're finding is that there's going to be long-term consequences, and the ultimate is death. So you, today, young people here in this audience, have a very key role. Yes, I said that. And it's a very big deal, because in the past it was that trajectory, long-term quality of life, ultimately cancer and death. And now we're seeing it just like this, that people are literally being impacted by vaping. They're becoming sick, they either become hospitalized or they die. Now let's just talk quickly. Those that are hospitalized, have you had any opportunity to talk to anyone who has been hospitalized after being diagnosed with vaping lung-related disease? Their lungs do not function well at all. Can you imagine what it's like not to be able to breathe? Just inhale and exhale. We take it for granted. But when your lungs are impacted, as these people's lungs have been, it's a struggle, an absolute struggle. And you may have even heard of, recently there was a transplant of a young person with a vaping-related lung disease because he wouldn't have lived. That's where it's going. This is a very, very serious thing. There's so many things that we can talk about, but this is impacting all of you as our young people. And we're seeing a whole generation, you all, young people, just dying or not having quality of life or having poor quality of life. So today, take this opportunity as really an avenue for you to become more educated, but carry the weight on your shoulders that you too now are becoming an educator to educate your peers and your friends. There's more to come. I don't mean to be so morbid, but I've got to be very direct because this is the time. Thank you.